Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we are talking ectoin, the hottest skincare ingredient of the moment, but one that I think is quite misunderstood. Brands seem to be pumping out ectoin-based skincare formulations day in, day out, but there are a lot of things that us, the consumer, need to know so we can choose the right ones when it comes to our own skincare routine. Here on Mad About Skin, I pride myself on my independence. I don't take any of that coin, so I can speak from the heart and not the wallet. So if you want to know the real truth when it comes to ectoin and what the very best products out there are, keep on watching. Sit back, relax, and let's talk all things ectoin. So I would say when it comes to ectoin, this is the ingredient that has really made my skincare year in 2025. It's a bit of an unsung hero in that it went under the radar for a long time until The Ordinary launched this product. This is The Ordinary Rice Lipids and Ectoin microemulsion a couple of weeks ago. This really has catapulted ectoin into the skincare narrative, and it's the most Googled and searched for skincare ingredient in the past couple of weeks. Expect that hype to build and build and build, but I feel that we need to know what ectoin is, how to use it, and some of the pitfalls in order to get the very best results. You also don't just have to shop for this product to get your ectoin fix. I know it's probably going to be the most popular in 2026, but there are lots of other amazing products out there too. And later on in the video, I'll share with you a rundown of what I think are the very best ectoin containing skincare products if you are on the market for shopping one of them. So brands started formulating with ectoin around 5 years ago, and it's grown year in, year out since then. The story has it that originally brands started to be interested in ectoin as an ingredient because it's actually one of the key compounds found in small animals and microorganisms that live in very harsh, inhospitable climates. They use ectoin to protect their cellular structure, and that's why they're able to live in climates that other mammals, other organisms and animals wouldn't be able to live in. So that apparently is a story. I don't know how true that is, but that is in theory where this love of formulating with ectoin came from. And then lots of studies followed, and what these studies showed is absolutely ectoin, if used correctly, can be one of the most beneficial ingredients for improving skin health, barrier function, and retaining hydration. How it works is it actually attaches itself to water in the skin and provides a shield around our cellular structure. That shield prevents dehydration, it prevents damage, and it can be really beneficial when it comes to plumping out and retaining moisture within the skin. Ectoin's amazing because it's one of the few ingredients that do that. Some people say it's similar to other humectants which actually absorb water to within themselves, plumping themselves out. Kind of see where that comparison comes from, but it is different. Whereas humectants like hyaluronic acid, polyglutamic acid absorb the moisture in the skin and plump themselves out in doing so, ectoin actually binds itself to it, so it does work in a different way. And this slightly different mechanism is why I think it's so much more effective at improving barrier health and providing overall resilience in the skin than other humectants. I think ectoin definitely deserves a place in everyone's skincare routine, but whilst brands are pumping out and churning out new products containing it, they're not really sharing with us how to use it, which is what I want to do in today's video. So first and foremost, if you're interested in ectoin, you really need to use it twice a day. All these studies into this wonderful ingredient show that the very best results in terms of improving barrier health of the skin and reducing dehydration occur when you use the product twice a day. This is really important because ectoin actually has a cumulative effect. So just applying it once will deliver you some great results, but applying it again, following on in a consistent way, is really where you get the maximum outcomes. And so whichever product you choose, and I'll have some great recommendations later in the video, make sure you're using it twice a day in order to maximize the results. Also, be mindful of the percentage. I feel because ectoin has become so popular at the moment, brands are throwing out products with higher and higher and higher percentages of ectoin. Now, whilst there's nothing in any of the literature, any of the studies and data that shows you can have too much ectoin, so I wouldn't worry about overdoing it. But what I would say is there's a limit to maybe how much your body can actually use in terms of getting beneficial outcomes. Most studies used ectoin in a 0.5 to 2% concentration. These studies show that at these strengths, it delivers phenomenal benefit when it comes to boosting skin health, improving barrier function, and retaining moisture. So you don't need to go higher than 2% if you don't want to. Don't feel that because a brand is formulating with, say, 0.5% that it's going to be ineffective. These studies show it absolutely will deliver great results, but of course, if you creep up slightly higher, those results might be enhanced. I think it's just worth noting that you don't need to reach for a 10% concentration of ectoin in order to get the right results. there's a lots of other lower strength options that will still deliver. You also need to, whilst I said earlier it's not the same as a humectant which absorbs water and plumps themselves out, it does still need water, it still needs moisture in order to function. So if you put Ectoin onto bone dry skin, you're not going to get the same results as if you put it onto dampened skin. So bear that in mind when you reach for an Ectoin product. I would say applying it onto damp skin is going to turbocharge the results you're going to see. It's going to work quicker. You're going to get improved results, and I think you're just going to get extra bang for your buck. You don't need to overcomplicate this. You can either just follow it on from an existing water-based serum that's already on the skin, skin's still damp, you can put your Ectoin on top of that, or if you're using it at the start of your routine, just splash the face with a few, splecks of water and work that in, and then you can follow on with your Ectoin. You don't need anything bougie, anything extra. Tap water will absolutely do fine, but make sure that your skin is damp when you apply your Ectoin, because that way it's just going to deliver a lot quicker and a lot better. And then last but by no means least, think about your pairings. So Ectoin is proven to work best with vitamin C, with ceramides, with panthenol, and with allantoin. All of these ingredients have been studied in use alongside Ectoin and show that they actually enhance the results you're going to see. This makes sense because ultimately allantoin and panthenol calm, soothe, and hydrate. So if you combine those properties with Ectoin, which do similar things, as well as improve the barrier function, you're just going to turbocharge the results you see. The same goes for vitamin C. So vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant. It protects the skin. And if you use something protective and antioxidant based like vitamin C alongside Ectoin, that kind of just makes sense when it comes to providing the skin with its maximum defense mechanisms. Also, vitamin C can be a little sensitizing on the skin, so using Ectoin alongside it to calm and soothe, that'll minimize any side effects you get, just making your skincare routine so much enjoyable. You don't have to pair Ectoin with any of these, but it might be worth considering in order to maximize the results. So with all that been said and considered, I'm here to say that I am a huge advocate for the use of Ectoin. I've been using it in my own routine for the past 12 months, and I definitely find that my skin is less reactive. It's able to tolerate actives in a way that maybe it couldn't before. It's just less sensitivity prone. My skin barrier is in the best health I think it's ever been in. I don't get the flaking, the dryness, the irritation, and I just feel that I wake up having much better of a skin day thanks to using Ectoin than I did before. I'm also super oily and acne prone, and Ectoin has really helped balance that out and helped minimize any of the acne breakouts that I do have. So I'm here to say it's definitely an ingredient you can use if you have acne prone skin. I think it will be a wonderful addition, alongside using it if you have a dry skin type for, again, the additional hydration. It's one of those ingredients that I think is suitable for everyone and everyone could benefit from. There are so many different products though, and I want to talk about some of my favorites if you're looking to shop Ectoin so you can spend your coin where you're going to get maximum output. So first of all, let's talk about this. This is the ordinary rice lipids and Ectoin microemulsion. So this doesn't have a huge amount of Ectoin in it, but as I said earlier in the video, you don't need a high concentration in order to get the results from Ectoin. I haven't actually been able to get from the ordinary the exact percentage in this, so if anybody does know that, let me know down in the comments. I'm waiting for them to get back to me and I'll let you guys know as soon as possible. But taking a rough guess based on the ingredients list, we're looking at a 1 to 1.5% of that Ectoin, which those studies show is enough to deliver some great results. So you've got your Ectoin where you need it, you've got your rice lipids for hydration, and this is a really nice option for people that are looking for a lightweight finish. Lots of Ectoin products come in rich creams, which are going to be great if you've got dry skin, but for a lot of other people, we don't want a thick, heavy moisturizer. We want something super lightweight. This way, you can get your Ectoin in a gorgeous, beautiful emulsion that disappears without a trace, works as a moisturizer and a hydrating serum all in one, and yeah, is just stunning. This I think is a great option if you want a super affordable Ectoin product to put in your skincare routine, and if you want something that isn't in a cream, you want something lightweight, this is the one that I would go for. Now, two of the most popular Ectoin serums on the market before the ordinary launch were the Paula's Choice 7% Ectoin serum and the Face Theory Ectoin Barrier Boosting Milk. Now, the reason I'm lumping these two together is they basically have the same formulation. There are a few subtle differences, but in essence, the same product, and that they will work in very similar ways. I personally would recommend reaching for the face theory one because it's a lot cheaper. And at the end of the day, we don't need to overpay for our skincare where there's more affordable dupes on the market. The Paula's Choice one is phenomenal and has the highest concentration of ectoin that I've actually seen in a skincare serum. So if you're prioritizing strength and concentration of ectoin, then the Paula's Choice is the one I go for. But with just a few percentage points less of ectoin, but with a very similar base formulation, that face theory one is a third of the price. So for me, I think that you are definitely going to be getting more bang for your buck from that face theory one, which is the one that I would recommend of these two. Both phenomenal, both high concentrations of ectoin giving you the maximum results and just beautiful serums, but price will always be a factor, and I think the face theory one is just better value for money. Now, I mentioned earlier that you might want to consider using your ectoin with vitamin C because studies show that these two ingredients work so well together. Well, in that spirit, I want to share with you the newly launched remedy for daily defense vitamin C. You've got a 15% stabilized vitamin C, so this is going to fade your hyperpigmentation, give you all your antioxidant benefits that you need, and it's also got ectoin in here in a 1% concentration. Again, those studies show that 1% is more than enough to deliver great results when it comes to ectoin, and most studies show you should be using it alongside vitamin C, so this is like a 2-in-1. It just makes logical sense to get your ectoin and vitamin C in the same serum, saving 2 steps, combining them into one. And I would say at the moment, this is my absolute favorite vitamin C for so many reasons, ectoin being one of them. You get fewer side effects and irritation because that ectoin offsets that. You get all that potency from the vitamin C. It's stabilized, so it won't oxidize quickly, and it's just doing everything we want. In fact, I loved this vitamin C so much, I featured it in a standalone video, which I'll dig out and I'll leave a link to up there. Genuinely wonderful, and if you want to take some of the extra steps out of your routine and streamline down, this is the one that I would go for. You've got your vitamin C, you've got your ectoin, and so much more besides. Now, one of the key benefits for ectoin is its ability to reduce inflammation, sensitivity, and redness in the skin. It does this by delivering so many calming benefits, but also by restoring the barrier function of the skin. Like I said earlier, the healthier the skin barrier is, the more resilient it's going to be, the fewer the risks of any side effects, irritation, and sensitivity there are. So getting your skin barrier in tip-top health, I think, just makes perfect sense in skincare. And one product that really helps drive that home is the Prequel Reactive Skin Cream. This has been designed specifically for people that have very reactive skin, very redness prone, very sensitive, you might have the flaking, you might have the damaged skin barrier. This is the cream that I would invest in order to restore health. So this uses a 5% ectoin, which is fantastic. You've got your allantoin against this. You've got a specialized form of urea, which is designed to really help double down on the benefits that the ectoin is going to deliver for restoring skin barrier health. This is amazing. If you've overdone it with any actives, maybe you have that winter skin, that I certainly get that winter skin where everything seems a little bit more sensitive than it usually is. If that sounds like what you're going through, get this. Apply it for like 3 days and your skin will be transformed. You can use this as your moisturizer, that's fine. I tend to keep this on hand for when my skin's going through it and I really need some additional TLC. This is when I will drag this one out. So it's always worth having on hand. Whether you choose to use it every single day or whether you use it like I do more intermittently when my skin needs it is up to you. But I think 5% ectoin with that urea, with the allantoin, with everything in here is just the best like hug for the skin. Whatever your skin's going through, this will resolve it. And I think it's very nice to have a product like this in your skincare collection for those days where you actually need it. Now, last but by no means least, I just want to give you a cheeky recommendation for ectoin from the Korean skincare market. There are lots of Korean brands which do formulate with ectoin now, which is nice to see. But I'd say one of my personal favorites is the LIPIDS ECTOIN moisturizer. Now, this says it's 11% moisturizer. That's not actually 11% ectoin. So just bear that in mind. That's actually 1% ectoin, 10% panthenol. Use these two together. Amazing. Panthenol, ectoin, match made in heaven. But don't see that 11% and think that refers to the ectoin percentage. The Paula's Choice one is actually the highest percentage on the market. This is 1%, but those studies show still delivers great benefits at 1%, so don't let that put you off. But I do just want to make sure everyone knows exactly what they're getting with this one. This is a super affordable cream that I think will work really, really well, and it's a similar concept to that prequel one. It's got different strengths and different concentrations, but the premise behind it is the same, delivering maximum skin resilience, restoring the skin barrier, and improving overall skin health. This is a really nice, super affordable option. So if that prequel one doesn't maybe match your budget, or you're looking for a Korean skincare brand, I think this LIPID one with 1% ectoin, 10% panthenol is a great option for boosting the barrier function of the skin. And again, you could either use this as your moisturizer or use it intermittently when your skin needs it. It's up to you. But there, in a nutshell, is the truth about ectoin. Brands will never tell you that when it comes to ectoin, you don't need a 10% concentration. 0.5% is the start point of all these studies and shown to be effective. So let's just reset the narrative on that. Higher percentages don't always mean greater results when it comes to ectoin. Also remember that using it twice a day is key for delivering the very best results, and choose a product based on what you need. If you want to streamline and have your vitamin C and your ectoin together, then that remedy product is going to deliver for you time and time again. If you're looking to just almost spot treat the skin where you have sensitivity and inflammation, that prequel one or the LIPID one might be a quick win for you. And if you're just looking to slot ectoin into your skincare routine on a daily basis, then going for the Ordinary or the Face Theory or the Paula's Choice are the ones that I would personally recommend. There is something here for everyone. Just know that when it comes to ectoin, yes, it's a game changer. Yes, I would recommend it for everyone, but there are some things you need to know. Hopefully this video has made that possible. If you've made it through to the bitter end, thank you, giving you a special wave. If you made it to the bitter end, thank you so, so much. I do always really appreciate you guys that stick with me through all the waffle, through all the skincare chat to the bitter end. I really, really do appreciate it. So I want to say a big thank you to you, and just wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.